Last time we did 625k break. This time we are doing a completely shredded the shield and health bar. We're actually gonna have to come back and do this again just to showcase the super break. What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be doing another E0-E6 damage test, but this time for Firefly in honkaistarrail. And if you haven't already seen my last E0-E6 video for Boot Hill, make sure you check that out. You can find that on my channel. And with that being said, make sure you also like and subscribe if you would like to see more of this content. And one last thing, this is being recorded on the creator experience server, so that means things are subject to change on final release. Now, the build that we're going to use for the first showcase of the video will be for the free-to-play players that don't plan on getting the signature light cone, so you can see how much damage you can do. The build that we have here has 2500 attack, 161 speed. The crit ratio doesn't matter since we are focusing on break. We have about 170 break before we get our buffs from the allies. The light cone that we're using here is S5 Fall of Eon, but we will be switching over to the signature light cone for the rest of the video after this showcase. Our traces are maxed out. We are using the new break set for not only the ornaments but also the relics, and we're using the attack chest, speed boots, attack orb, and break effect rope. And of course, we are starting off at E0. The team that we're going to bring to this damage test is going to be Harmony Trailblazer for the increased break effect, Ron May for the increased damage and all type resistance penetration, and she also has the Watchmaker set bonus for the increased break effect for our team and her signature light cone. And then Gallagher is just here for the sustain and increased break effect damage. So before we do our free to play showcase, I just want to quickly show you how much break we have now. So we went from about 170% to now 446. And there are two things we want to look out for here. So we want to look out for the break effect damage, which is 505k. And we also want to look out for the super break damage. So we want to see how much damage she does after the shield is gone. So her turn is coming up here. Let's see how much damage she does here. So now she's going to do 386k. So 505k for break and 386 for super break, which is crazy for free to play. Free to play players are eating good. Now, before we do our next showcase, I just want to quickly switch over to the signature light cone so we can use this for the rest of the video. This is going to increase our break effect by 60% and also allow us to do 24% increased break effect damage. And our stats are also going to change. We now have 2400 attack and 230% break compared to 170 for the Fall of Eon. Now for the S1 showcase, let's see what this does compared to the free-to-play option. So this is going to do 564k. So the free-to-play was 505. So that's a pretty good jump. Let's see what the super break does now, though. The super break for free-to-play was 386k. Now it's going to be 430k. So I would like to say that the signature light cone is worth getting. There's a pretty good jump in damage there. Now let's go ahead and activate that first Eidolon. Essentially what this is going to do, it's going to make it so you ignore 15% of the enemy's defense when you're using the enhanced skill, and you're also not going to consume skill points when using those enhanced attacks, which is going to be really good for skill point heavy teams. Okay, so now for the showcase with our first Eidolon. Last time we did 564k break damage, and this time we are going to do 615k break. That's a pretty respectable jump there. And last time for our super break damage, we did 430k. So let's see what the jump here is. So now the jump here is going to be 466k. That's not bad. That's a pretty good jump there. So not only do we have better skill point management, but we also have more damage. So E1's a pretty good Eidolon. Okay, now let's go and activate our second Eidolon. What this is going to do, it's going to allow us to immediately take action after we inflict either weakness break or defeat an enemy. So this is going to make our showcasing a whole lot easier now. I just want to quickly demonstrate that we will be able to immediately take action again after we inflict weakness break right here. As you can see, we can go again. So like I said, this is going to make it so much easier for me to showcase, and I'm not going to complain because it's going to be easy now. Okay, now for our self-explanatory Eidolon. Essentially, we all know what this does, right? It increased our skill level by 2 and our basic attack by 1. So that is now going to put us at 7 for the basic attack and 12 for the skill. Okay, now for our third Eidolon showcase. Last time we did 615k break. This time we're going to do 623k. And last time we did 466k super break. Now we are doing 470k. The jump in damage isn't really much. damage. But let's be real, E3 isn't going to be an Eidolon that you're going to specifically go for. This is just one of those Eidolons that you get in the process of getting either E4 or E6. Now for the fourth Eidolon, this is going to allow us to be more tanky by increasing our effect res by 50% when we are in complete combustion mode, which is good because Firefly does sacrifice her own health to do damage. But unfortunately, we can't really showcase this since we won't really be doing increased damage. All right, so we're getting close to our final Eidolon, but the fifth Eidolon, pretty easy stuff here. It's going to increase our ultimate and talent level by 2. So that is going to put us at 12 for the ultimate and 12 for the talent. So if you remember, for our third Eidolon, we did 623k. So this time we are doing 625k break, and last time we did 470k super break, and now we're doing 478k super break, which once again, not a big jump, but if you're at E5, why would you stop there? Let's see what E6 does. Okay, now for our final Eidolon, this is going to allow us to have 20% increased fire res penetration when we are using the complete combustion mode, and it's also going to increase our break efficiency by 50% when using enhanced basic attacks or skill. Okay, now for the E6 showcase, last time we did 625k break. This time we are doing 865k break, and it completely shredded the shield and health bar. So we're actually gonna have to come back and do this again just to showcase the super break. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and this time we made sure to break with Gallagher so that way we can show off Firefly's super break damage for E6. And let's see how much super break damage we do now. So we're gonna go ahead and do 792k, just like the break damage, a significant jump for E6. Okay, now before we give our final thoughts, I do want to quickly do a couple bonus tests with E6 S5, and this is going to increase our break effect by 100% and also increase break damage by 40%. Okay, for the first bonus test, we're going to do exactly what we did for the rest of the video, but this time with Superimpose 5 signature light cone, and last time we did 865k break, and now we are doing 1 million. So if you want to see that 1 milli, you're gonna have to get that E6 S5, but that was just for the break damage. Just come back and see what the super break does. All right, now let's see what this super break damage is hitting for. Last time it was 796, and now 933k. So a really big jump, just like the break, and really close to 1 mil. So pretty good. Okay, now for my final thoughts. If you ask me, I think the light cone and the first two Eidolons are the most worth going for. If you have to go for either the light cone or the first Eidolon, that's a tricky one because with the first Eidolon, you do ignore 15% of the enemy's defense, and you also have an easier time with the skill point management. But with the light cone, you are going to do increased damage. So do you want to do increased damage, or do you want to have an easier time with skill point management and also do slightly increased damage? And then for the second Eidolon, if you weakness break or defeat an enemy, you'll be able to go again with Firefly. So that's technically doing more damage. Anything after that, I don't think it's worth going for, in my opinion. You don't really see much of a damage increase until you get all the way to E6, and that is whale territory. That is not for everybody. And then your fourth Eidolon is just going to make her more tanky, which I don't think it's necessary. I think as long as you have a good sustain unit, you should be fine. But with that being said, I personally will be going for Firefly on my personal account. I think she's great, but let me know if you will also be going for her and what you think about her down in the comments. And also make sure to like and subscribe if you would like to see more of this content. It really does help a lot to push me out there on the algorithm for YouTube. But with that being said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.